Welcome to the Explainer. Go ahead and take a slow, deep breath and just settle in, because today we're walking directly into the dark, hyperactive labyrinth of your own mind. You know the feeling, right? Spending your entire day living from the neck up, basically turning your intellect into a fortress. Why? To avoid feeling the profound discomfort that's trapped in your flesh. We typically just call it overthinking, but the reality is actually far more complex and way more visceral.
I mean, let's be honest with ourselves for a second. You've replayed that one passing conversation, that tiny, insignificant interaction at least a dozen times in your head today, haven't you? Your eyes darting side to side in the quiet moments, your internal monologue just racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's this endless mental loop that spins furiously, and it keeps you constantly on edge. And the crazy part is your brain whispers this really seductive lie to keep you stuck there. It tells you, hey, if I just analyze this from the right angle, if I just think about it hard enough, everything is finally going to make sense. It creates this powerful illusion of clarity. You actually convince yourself that your endless rumination is just you being careful or being rational and prepared. But honestly, it's a false promise. It's completely designed to keep you trapped entirely in your own head.
So here's the brutal truth that nobody really talks about. Constant mental hyperactivity? It's not a sign of high intelligence or some superior problem-solving skill. It's actually a symptom of profound dissociation. Your mind isn't trying to solve a problem at all. It's desperately trying to hide from one.
Part 1. The Somatic Truth. Escape from the flesh. Okay, let's dive into this.
You see, living entirely inside your own head isn't just some quirky personality trait. It's a biological imperative that kicks in when the body becomes a terrifying place to be. What we're really talking about here is somatic dissociation. Basically, your mind learns to escape into thoughts because at some specific point in your past, physical feeling just became too dangerous to endure. Whether this came from a major trauma, profound emotional neglect, or maybe just a chronic, prolonged state of extreme stress, your nervous system was forced into this permanent survival mode. It flipped the switch to flight, and well, it never quite turned back off.
To really wrap our heads around this, we can look at the groundbreaking insights of psychiatrist Bessel Kolk. He famously noted that unprocessed emotions are physically stored in the body. And this is really the core of our explainer today. Your physical body acts like a vault. It traps the raw, unspeakable pain that your conscious mind is frantically and desperately running away from.
Part 2. The Anatomy of Emotion, Where It Lives in the Dark.
Let's go ahead and shift our focus downward for a second. Away from that frantic, hyperactive brain and right into the heavy, dark physical reality of your own flesh. Because where does emotion actually live when we aren't looking at it? And this brilliantly illustrates that fear isn't just some abstract concept. It literally closes your throat. Sadness isn't just a thought. It feels like a heavy, suffocating lump right in your chest. Anger is this distinct, undeniable heat rising up in your face. And emptiness, that creeping, lingering void, it settles right there in the pit of your stomach. These aren't just feelings. They are raw, visceral, biological realities.
So instead of facing those painful physical sensations, your brain initiates an emergency protocol. It yanks you entirely out of your physical body. It traps you in that endless loop of analysis, planning, and worrying. And it generates this incredibly powerful illusion of rationality. It makes you feel like you're being productive, when in reality, it's just a mechanism designed to entirely avoid raw physical sensation. You aren't really thinking, you're fleeing.
Part 3. The Productivity Simulation, a Culture of Paralysis.
The thing is, we don't suffer from this somatic dissociation in a vacuum. Society absolutely worships productivity, relentless logic, and maximum efficiency. We're essentially handed promotions for successfully disconnecting from our humanity just to hit a deadline. But the biological reality? It's devastating. We're talking total emotional exhaustion, physical paralysis, and a chronic, unshakable sense of emptiness. We sit there, frozen at our glowing screens, our bodies completely motionless, while our minds are just revving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. It creates this eerie, haunting feeling that we aren't actually living, but merely surviving inside a simulation.
And the long-term cost of this disembodiment is absolutely profound. Living from the neck up is surviving, it's not existing. It basically leaves you helplessly watching your own life from a distant, disconnected vantage point. Kind of like a ghost haunting your own machine. You're there, sure, but you aren't really there.
Part 4. The Path to Grounding, Breaking the Loop.
So the crucial point is, how do we escape the simulation?
How do we actually break this infinite cognitive loop? Well, you cannot think your way out of overthinking. You just can't. Use the mind to fix a problem that was created by the mind. You literally have to physically feel your way out. To reclaim your body, you have to follow 2 really essential steps. Step 1, you deliver a direct physical shock to the system. Step 2, you locate the emotion physically. I know, it sounds simple, but when your mind is spiraling totally out of control, these 2 steps are basically your only lifeline back to reality.
Let's break down that first step a bit. When you catch your mind spiraling into the dark, you need to force a physical shock to anchor yourself right back into the present moment. Touch a freezing cold surface. Go run your hands under some ice water. Grip a solid object as tightly as you possibly can. Or, honestly, just stand up and really feel the heavy weight of your bare feet pressing down into the floor. Doing this sends an immediate, undeniable biological signal of safety straight to your brain. It literally tells your nervous system, hey, you are here, you are solid, and you are safe.
Notice the critical difference here between analyzing a thought and actually observing a physical sensation. You have to stop saying things like, I think I'm anxious because of tomorrow, because that's an analysis. It keeps you stuck right up in the brain. Instead, shift your focus to observation. Say, my chest is tight and my shoulders are heavy. You absolutely have to move from the narrative of the mind down into the stark physical reality of the flesh.
Ask yourself, where exactly do I feel this in my body right now? And then name the sensation without any judgment whatsoever. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to rationalize it. Just observe it. Because when you do that, a really profound realization occurs. You realize that emotions are actually just waves of physical energy. If you actually allow yourself to feel them, they'll simply pass. I promise. They will not destroy you.
Part 5. Reconnection. Coming back down to earth. I want to leave you today with this final stark provocation. Stop thinking about the past. Stop analyzing the future. Drop into your flesh right at this exact second. What is the most present physical sensation in your body right now? Find it, name it, and welcome back to reality.